notwithstanding the challenge of this man, Soviet Alexander Fadeev. Fadeev's arsenal of jumping and technical footwork will keep him close to perfect sixes. For the United States, young Brian Boitano knows full well he'll have to pull out all the stops for a chance to step onto the podium. And over everyone's shoulder, Josef Sabavchek, who has hit quadruple jumps in practice. If he hits in competition, it will be the first ever, and it may well win him the gold. It's all coming up on the World Figure Skating Championships.
I'm Tim Ryan in Aspen, Colorado.
CBS Sports presents the World Figure Skating Championships, where only the very best on ice will wear the gold. Today, in the men's final, you'll see Olympic silver medalist and last year's silver medalist here, Canada's Brian Orser, chasing the #1 spot that has always eluded him. With Scott Hamilton gone, Orser has been picked as the heir apparent, and his free skating last year was the judge's choice for #1. But this year, there's another obstacle whirling in the Canadians' path. Soviet Alexander Fadeev, whose skates rarely touch the ice, and when they do, it's only in preparation for more athletic magic. Fadeev and Orser on a collision course in the final round of a battle that will be decided only after all blades have scratched the ice. The United States hopes rest on the shoulders of national champion Brian Boitano, and Boitano knows he'll have to skate the performance of his lifetime as he takes aim at precious metal. Also today, we bring you coverage of the pairs competition, and the story here, who can possibly beat the Soviet husband-wife team of Valova and Vasilyev, the defending champions who have lifted themselves high above all rivals. We're in Yoyogi Arena, site of the swimming and diving competition at the 64 Games. It's home today for the action in the World Figure Skating Championships. Hello, everyone. I'm John Tesh, and it's our pleasure here at CBS to bring you our coverage of the most important figure skating event of the year, the World Championships. And all of the world's best are here to compete in the 4 disciplines: ice dancing, pairs, ladies, and men's skating. And right now, we're getting set for the finals of the men's competition. And you know, since 4-time world champion and Olympic champion American Scott Hamilton has retired from the sport, that's made the competition among the other top skaters that much closer. Well, Scotty's now our expert commentator for figure skating. And Scott, earlier today when we took a look at the men in their final practices at the other arena, it looked like the competition had already begun in earnest.
It's really exciting. The men now see an opportunity to win a world championship now that I'm gone, and they're going for it all the way. I've never seen such technical brilliance in a group of men so closely knit together in competition. And the routines are more difficult this year. And what's really exciting is I think we could see the first quadruple jump ever landed in world competition.
In fact, earlier this week at one of the training facilities here in Tokyo, our cameras were there when young Czechoslovakian skater Josef Sabavchek did successfully complete a quadruple jump. 1, 2, 3, 4 revolutions, and so Sabavchek successfully completed it. And then after practice, he told us that he would, in fact, be using it in the competition. And as you take a look at the leaderboard, he may well need it, because Sabavchek is in 2nd place behind Alexander Fadeev, the Soviet, and Brian Orser is in 3rd place. Now, you've been up top there entering the long program. What's that about?
Well, being in 1st place going into the long program is where you want to be. You work all year to be on top, and if you want to end up first, you want to be there. Alexander Fadeev, this is the first time he's been there, and it's going to be an education for him. He's got Brian Orser right behind him, and usually you could be conservative in this position, but I know Alexander Fadeev. I've traveled with him, I've competed against him, I've toured with him, and conservative isn't in his vocabulary, and Brian Orser's right behind him, and he won't be allowed to be conservative. So it's going to be an exciting competition.
Well, Fadeev, the Soviet, will be the first to skate in the free skating. Take a look at the ice here. It's rather unusual to see streaks like this. What happened was they froze the ice too quickly, and they ended up with those lines through it. Some of the skaters have complained about it. Brian Orser picked as the favorite coming in here. Well, the first to skate, Alexander Fadeev. We'll be back with his performance in a moment.